Now I'm going to talk about the modules tool, which is a tool for organizing the path through which our students encounter our course. And modules is a great way to organize content. The modules page can have, it's basically a list of links, and the links can be to files, they can be to content pages, they can be to other course tools like discussions, quizzes, and assignments. And again, it's a great way to structure how my students go through. Canvas adds the previous and next buttons on every module item, so they can use those buttons to navigate through the material. And I can restrict by dates and also by activity how students progress through those items. So I'll go ahead and talk about that. So on the course menu, on the course navigation menu, by default there are no modules at CRC, so that is a gray link, but it is a visible link to students. So as soon as that is published, then students will be able to, then it'll be a black link, which means that students will see it. So on the modules page, there is a button to create a module. I'm going to create a modules. I'm going to pretend I'm in my online history class, and so you'll see me trying to model what modules can look like for an online class. So I like to have a unit 0, and which is going to be introduction to the course. And I'll click that, just add module. I'm going to add another module, and I'm going to call it unit 1. Okay. And then I'm going to add another module, unit 2, because I want to be able to play with some stuff when I start creating things. Okay, so this is going to be, so I'm imagining that this is a course, this is going to be history 3, where are we at CRC? 312, which is US history up to the Civil War. And I'm going to have 6 different units across the course of my semester. Unit 0, of course, is available from the beginning. Unit 1 is going to be available from the beginning as well. But I don't want Unit 2 available until a certain time in the semester. So for this module, I'm going to click on the Settings button and click Edit. Now, I could have done this when I created it, but I can also do it this way. And I'm going to click on the checkbox to lock until. And I'm going to type a date, and I'm going to make up a number here. So if the 15th is the Monday of January, so the 22nd, 29th, January 36th is really February 5th. So I'll say this is February 12th. And notice that all I typed was Feb 12, and Canvas automatically recognized, oh, it said 2017, so maybe I should type 2018. And it tells me the day of the week, Monday, February 12, 2018, great. Click Update Module. These modules are all unpublished, and I know that because of the circle with the line through it icon. I'm not sure, that's the publish icon. If I click on that, it's now got a green check mark, which means it's published. So an unpublished item inside a course cannot be seen by students. The course itself has a published, unpublished status. That's on the course homepage. So a course must be published, students must be enrolled, a course must be published, the module must be published if you're using modules, and the item within the module must be published. All 4 of those things must be true before a student can do the thing or view the thing or whatever it is. So at this moment in this class, it's unpublished, students can't see anything. But these modules are published, and they can look at a list of modules and be like, great, teacher, what do we do now? So I'm going to go ahead and start adding some items into these modules. And the plus symbol next to the item on the same row as the module title is how I add stuff. And when I add items to a module, I'm actually creating the thing itself. So even though this is going to be a link to a content page or a link to a quiz or whatever, I'm actually creating a content page or a quiz. So this is a great way at the beginning of the semester, or maybe before, maybe not the day before, sometimes the week before the class, is to start creating placeholders for the things, right? So in my Unit 0 module, I'm going to start off with a content page, and then there's a link there that says New Page. I'm going to call it Course Overview. Okay. I'm going to create a new item inside that module. I'm going to create a Leave It content page so Canvas remembers what I just created. In fact, I can just use the keyboard and hit Tab a couple of times. And this is going to be my document on academic integrity. I'm going to create another item inside this module. I'm going to this time make it a discussion. And the discussion is going to be a new topic. It's going to be introductions. And then I'm going to add one more item to this module. It's going to be a quiz. It's going to be a new quiz, and I'm going to call this my pre-course course quiz. And I'm going to add one more item to this module. It's going to be a content page, and it's going to be called Unit 0 Recap. Summary, recap, something like that. Okay, notice that these items are all unpublished. That's the default from Canvas when you create something. I'm going to go ahead and just publish those because I can. There's no content there. There's no stuff inside here, but I've now created basically a simple module for course orientation. I'm going to create a couple of placeholders for for Unit 1, and then I'm going to come back and talk about managing progress for these modules. So again, in Unit 1, I'm going to start off by creating a content page called Unit 1 Overview. I'm going to create another content page, and I'm going to call this Native America. I'm going to create another content page, and I'm going to call this Africa, and one more, and call this one Europe. And I'm going to create inside this module a discussion, and I'm going to call this one Unit 1 Discussion. I'm also going to indent this one level, and I'll talk about why in just a moment, and create one more thing in Unit 1. I'm going to call it a quiz. I'm just going to call this my Unit 1 quiz, or I'll call it an exam, because that will make it seem more serious to my students. Leave it indented one level. And then finally add one more item, and I'm going to create a content item, and this is going to be a new page, and it's going to be my Unit 1 Recap. And I'm not going to indent this. Okay. Publish, 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 publish. So again, I've got a skeleton of a content module for my class, right, with overview, content, activity, assessment, summary. And so I've got something that I can do for my students. And this basically is creating the structure of a module and how to create some placeholders inside the module. And I'm going to do another video on how to manage that.